Protiviti's The Modern CIO video series brings the evolving challenges and opportunities facing CIOs into focus. In just 5 minutes, get executive-level commentary on compliance, risk, digital transformation, and how to lead through disruption.
So the CIO dilemma is really a growing gap between what CIOs are being asked to deliver and what their current operating model can realistically support. So if you think about it, it's the tension between velocity and viability. Boards want cost efficiency and innovation. Regulators want control and modernization. But CIOs are often managing 20-year-old infrastructures, they got fragmented funding pools, and their team's already stretched. So I think those are the challenges that we think about in that particular space. When it comes to financial services specifically, that tension's even sharper because the stakes are higher and the margin for error is just so much smaller. It's a great question between strategy, tech, and leadership. Honestly, it's all three. But the real issue is actually finding alignment amongst those three things that exist. You typically have strategy that lives in a PowerPoint. You've got tech decisions that are reacting to symptoms, and leaders are pulled in way too many directions. So the dilemma lives at the disconnect between the ambition and the execution. If you're a CIO in banking, the pressure is about balancing modernization without margin erosion. You're being asked to upgrade core infrastructure, figure out how you integrate AI, and simultaneously improve resiliency, all of that with a flat budget. If it's insurance, it's about speed to market. So you got digital native competitors that are moving fast, you got legacy issuers that are simply trying to play catch up with fragmented systems, all amongst a rigid governance system. But the hidden pressure, it's narrative control. So CIOs are constantly having to justify their roadmaps to stakeholders who don't actually speak the same language. You have boards to deal with, you have CFOs, and you got regulators, and it's just not about doing the work. It's about making sure that you craft that story that makes a clear value proposition for each of those that are involved, and that they understand exactly how the dollars are being spent and the outcomes that are there. The shift historically from run and change has lived in silos. It's been different teams, different budgets, different expectations. But now change has to be funded from that run pool. So essentially that means getting more from what you already have. So you're going to optimize spend, you're consolidating your platforms, and simultaneously you're figuring out how you measure the ROI in a modern infrastructure as you go. We're seeing a bunch of zero-based tech budgets. You've got joint CIO, CFO, investment councils, and your transformation offices that are treated like modernization, that it's a P&L in and of itself. So I guess that leads to the question of who's doing it well? It's the firms that treat modernization like a commercial engine and not just a compliance box. So they tie their investment, their tech investment specifically, to business value. And there's a lot of partnering that's occurring, and you have this very integrated team model that's occurring. And what's happening is you're seeing a bunch of repeatable models that are allowing for a very scalable transformation to take place. So to build momentum, banks should double down on partners that they know that can accelerate their execution, not just provide them tools. So we're seeing meaningful results from players like ServiceNow, from Microsoft, from AWS, and obviously partners like FIS that are here on site. They're not just about their platforms though, it's about the ecosystem that are being leveraged and developing out levels of operational resiliency that they're bringing. The big shift is around composable platforms. So banks are stitching together modular capabilities from fintechs and large platforms alike, but that only works if governance keeps pace with the speed. So you got to find an integrated model that allows everybody to come together. Run versus change. For me, it's always about change, but only when it gets funded by itself. Build versus buy. You buy for speed, you build for differentiation. So it's not really an or conversation, it's an and conversation. Compliance. You have to trust the baseline and simultaneously also figure out how you're doing innovation amongst that compliance baseline. Speed or control. Unfortunately, in a highly regulated environment, you're gonna have to figure out how you balance these things. But for me, you gotta start with a control point and you got to move smart with a governed speed control mechanism that's there. This is going to be about future skills. So it has to be about reskilling and repurposing your existing teams, but you can't wait. And you're gonna have to figure out how you get great partners along the way to be able to give you that necessary uplift when you need it. If I could get one message in front of every FSI CIO right now, it would be, you gotta stop chasing silver bullets. You have to start building a sustainable, at a sustainable pace, build for velocity. So it's not about adopting to the next big thing. There's always gonna be a new thing. It's all about aligning your investments with real business outcomes, simplifying your operating model and building repeatable engines of value. Modernization isn't the goal in and of itself. Value realization actually